Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Forex coming to you with another market analysis video. It's coming at you with another market analysis. This morning, we're going to be looking at gold and looking at how gold should be performing going into this trading week. So before we get started to break down this chart and break down gold, we have to say that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, but we all know why you guys are here. You guys are here to find good, credible Forex content and trading content that can help improve your ability as a trader and that can help put some extra money in your pocket, especially in these troubling times. Okay. So why do the hard work? We'll do the hard work for you. All we ask that you do is like, subscribe, and share our content. Subscribing to our channel will allow you to get notifications every time we drop Forex or trading content. Liking and sharing allows the content to get pushed out there further into YouTube so we can continue to grow our community of profitable traders because our goal is to build a community of profitable traders. Okay? So, also, if you guys have any requests on any type of Forex pairs outside of the USD, gold, futures, cryptocurrency, stocks. If you guys want any other additional charts, commodities, and securities broken down, please reach out to us. Okay, we are the People's Forex channel. Okay, we do this so you guys can have credible information out there. Without having to pay a pretty penny for it. So what we would like you guys to do is to contact us to let us know what you want so we can better serve you. Okay. So if you want anything, if you want breakdown analysis on crypto, gold, other Forex pairs outside of USD, stock, anything, please let us know. We have several ways you could do that. We have our email listed in every description of every video that we post. Also, you can reach out to us by our various social medias. All our social media links are listed in the description of every video below. And also, you can reach out to us via email because our email address is also listed in every video that we post to in the description. Okay, so you can contact us by social media, you can contact us via email, or you can simply just leave a comment on one of the videos that you do watch, like, hey, I want to see a Bitcoin, I want to see an Apple video, I want to see one for AUDJPY. It does not matter. Let us know and we'll get that to you and we'll break it down and you'll see that video posted in about 24 to 32 hours. Okay. So now we got all that out the way. Let's get down to what's happening with gold. So those of you who've been watching the Black Forex videos for some time, you know that we're going to discuss what's happening with the commodity first before we get to the technical analysis on the chart. Now, one thing you have to understand when trading gold is that gold trades inversely to the US dollar. Now, there are rare times they kind of go in the same simultaneous direction, but those is very rare. 95% of the time, it trades inversely to the US dollar. So anytime the US dollar is up, gold is down. Anytime the US dollar is down, gold is up. Okay, so if you want to know about if you want to know about what is the fundamental news that dictates gold, all you have to do is pay attention to the U.S. dollar news and see what's going on with the U.S. economy and the U.S. dollar, and it will give you a good idea what's happening with gold. Also, you have to understand too that gold is also what you could call a safe haven commodity. Okay, so anytime there's any type of panic in the world, anytime there's any type of uncertainty in the world, people will start to put their assets and put their money into gold so they can be able to keep it safe because no matter what's going on, gold is good all around the world. Okay, so let's discuss what was happening with gold. We did see it at the beginning of the week kind of be ranging out. And then we started to see a sharp drop as it started to drop down to price about 1930. And the reason why that was is because the strengthening of the US dollar. As the prior trading week started to develop and we started getting to the mid part or the latter part of of the prior trading week, we started to see the US dollar gain a lot more strength, which inversely means that gold started to get much more weak. And then what we started to see is a drastic drop around Thursday going, and we started to see a drastic drop on Thursday going around Thursday during the New York session, going into the Asian session, London session, and even going into the New York session last a prior trading week Friday, that we started to continue to see a drop in gold, and this was because the Fed chair stated that they're going to be increasing the interest rate to try to slow down the growing prices and slow down the demand for gas as well. Okay, so what happened with that, you started to see a drastic drop in the price of gold. Okay, but the drastic drop didn't drop as aggressively as it should. And the reason why is because there's still a lot of uncertainty in the world. Because we still, even though the inflationary cloud is starting to shrink in America, we still have that cloud hanging over us, and it's still some uncertainty what's happening in our economy. So major investors are not too key on pulling their money out of gold just yet. And plus, with the war still raging on in between Russia and Ukraine, there's a lot of uncertainty with geopolitics happening too that is causing investors not to be so bearish on gold and to pull their money out of it. But price still steadily dropped. But we're going to have to pay attention to these uncertainties. And once again, these uncertainties are inflation. It's like the economy is growing, but it's not growing as aggressively as one would like. And also, we have to pay attention to is if the increasing in interest rate is actually going to end up biting us back in the future and causing us to start to go into a recession. So we have to pay attention to these things too, and we have to pay attention to the geopolitics that's going on in Ukraine. Because if the war starts to get more aggressive, in which we start to see more nations outside of Ukraine and Russia become more actively involved militarily, then we're going to have to see a panic in the world, and we'll start to see gold start shooting up above 2,000 like it did at the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Okay, so these are the things that we're going to have to pay attention to, which is the dark cloud of inflation that's still hanging over us, even though it's shrinking. What's going on with the U.S. dollar and geopolitics around the Russia and Ukraine? Those is what's going to be dictating what is going to be happening in gold going into this trading weeks and the trading weeks to come. Okay. So, with that being said, we're still going to be looking at a continuing drop in the gold price just because of how much the US dollar is going to gain strength due to the anticipation of the Feds increasing the interest rate. So we're going to have that and they said they're going to increase the interest rate around May 3rd or May 4th. So we're going to have a continuation in the strengthening of the US dollar, which means we're going to continue to have a decline in the strength of gold, and we're going to continue to see gold head towards the short side selling position. So we're going to see how this all plays out. But basically, once the interest rate actually drops, we're going to have to see what actually happens. So prior to the interest rate dropping, we're going to continue to see a drop in gold and gold prices. But then after the interest rate drops, we're going to have to reanalyze to see what is actually happening. So you have to understand gold is going to be dropping based on the anticipation of the increase in the interest rate. But after the interest rate drop, then we're going to get a better understanding of where we stand with gold. Okay. So now let's get to the technical analysis of it all. Okay. So as you can see, when Russia initially invaded Ukraine and there was a lot of uncertainty in the world, people didn't know if it was going to be just a European conflict or a global conflict. Prices shot up very tremendously. And then we've seen a sharp decline in prices ever since that we see is just going to be a European conflict. Okay. And we've been really trading between this range where every time we got to this general area here, we came down, and every time we got to this general area here, we came up. Now, we did have a slight break in that range here and here, but still the range was still respected because price came back down. So we still can continue to see that. We're going to probably get to this area here, and depending on how much traction that strength gains from the US dollar from the Fed chair saying that they're going to increase the interest rate, we could have a slight break around here and actually get to this area here before we start to get back into this range area. Okay, so for the next trading week, we're looking like we're going to continue towards the short side, probably have periodic increase and probably have periodic pickup in prices. That's just going to be retracement, but that pickup in prices from the candle standpoint is going to look very pathetic on a chart. It's going to look like something like this or something like this. It's not going to look as aggressive as let's see. It's not going to look as aggressive as anything like this. It's going to either look like this or this. So we may get to right here, shoot up a little bit before we get to going down to the downside. But for the intermediate term of time going into this next trading week to come, this is going to be looking like we're heading towards the short side, actually possibly even breaking the range some before we start to get back into the range. Okay. Hope this information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.